Hi everyone, I'm Lisa Findley Stroud and welcome to my MEd capstone presentation. So a little bit about my role. I am employed at the Department of Educational Services at St. George's University and I lead review sessions called Supplemental Learning or SL for undergraduate molecular biology and microbiology. I also train students who facilitate small group review sessions, and that's across all schools. So the School of Arts and Sciences, the School of Veterinary Medicine, and the School of Medicine. A little bit about these student-led review sessions. So at SGU, upper term students who did really well in a course can choose to lead small group review sessions for students currently taking the course. These small groups are called peer learning groups or PLGs, and the students who lead these PLGs are called facilitators. Now, there are over 500 PLGs offered each week, so it's really a major part of the student learning experience at SGU. These groups are meant to be active and collaborative, with the facilitator guiding the discussion and promoting collaboration, but not reteaching the content. So, as I said, I'm part of the team that trains the facilitators, and the training consists of an asynchronous online portion as well as a synchronous workshop. And together, the training is approximately 3 hours. So, the dilemma. 3 hours is not sufficient to provide extensive training to the PLG facilitators. So, as I said, the PLGs are meant to be active groups, and leading an active group takes a lot of skill, and it's difficult to train and develop those skills in 3 hours. So you may say, well, Lisa, why not just extend the training time? Well, extending the training time may discourage students from signing up to facilitate PLGs because they're students. Their priority is their studies. So anything that takes too much of their time and does not provide any academic benefit, they're just not going to do. So this is where my capstone came in, the solution. So I decided to create a course that provides the facilitators with extra training and also offers them academic credit. So it's a win-win situation. So my capstone is a medical school selective in small group facilitation. In the medical school, an elective is called a selective, so don't get tripped up by that terminology. So the plan is for the facilitators to complete the regular PLG training and then they can opt into this 1 credit selective. So the process involved in planning and deciding on the final product for the capstone. So the first thing I did is I reviewed the literature that existed regarding active learning in science education, but that was very general, so I went a bit more specific and I spoke to other faculty members who have experience in small group facilitation. And I still wanted to be even more specific, so I decided to send a survey to all current facilitators to find out the topics that they wish to learn more about. So let's take all of these individually. So from my literature review, I found that active learning improves student satisfaction, student interest, and student grades. So this was validation for me that my capstone was not going to go in vain. The second thing I learned is that active learning consists of two major branches, team-based and problem-based learning, which is exactly what happens in the PLGs. And the final thing I learned is that intentional engagement, purposeful observations, and critical reflections are practical ways to encourage active learning. So I kept those things in mind when I was planning the selective. So, in chatting with the faculty, the consensus was that the selective is an excellent idea. The faculty also added that in addition to providing the facilitators with facilitation techniques, that the selective should teach the facilitators about learning theory as well as ways to promote study strategies such as time management and create a safe learning environment in their PLGs. Now, the survey to the facilitators. So, one of the questions from that survey was, is there any topic related to small group facilitation that you wish you could learn more about? Surprisingly, most of the facilitators were satisfied with the training as is. And one of the comments was, I think the training was well organized and succinct and did a solid job covering the basics. But there were also a few topics that came out of that survey: time management, questioning techniques, how to use Zoom. These were some of the topics that students wanted to learn a bit more about, and they wished that there was more videos rather than just the PowerPoint from the asynchronous session. So based on the literature review, talking to the faculty, and the survey that was sent to the students, I came up with the plan for my capstone. So the medical school selective would be structured as asynchronous lessons, PowerPoints, and videos that the students can look at in their own time, and then synchronous classes, which would really follow an active learning model. These are some of the topics that I've added. So using Zoom, learning theory, and the very final class would just be challenges and solutions. So anything that we may have missed previously, we're going to talk about it, brainstorm, come up with solutions. And the assignments would cover that purposeful observation and critical reflection, which is such a key part of active learning. So I am excited about this project. I feel like it is very applicable to SGU since PLGs are such a big part of the student learning experience. By improving the quality of the PLGs, I feel like I will be improving the overall student learning. In addition, some of these facilitators will go on to become educators, and this selective is a way for them to get their feet wet essentially, because it introduces them to active learning and it teaches them valuable facilitation skills that they can apply in their future classrooms. Now, in terms of future research, I want to compare the learning experience of the students who attend PLGs led by facilitators who only completed the basic training versus students who attend PLGs led by facilitators who receive this extra training. And most likely that will be done in the form of a survey. Future prospects would be offering this course for the School of Veterinary Medicine and the School of Arts and Sciences. So now we only have enough faculty for the School of Medicine, but I think once we get extra faculty, we're going to extend the course to the other schools. And a little bit of insight. So as I said earlier, I also lead supplemental learning sessions for microbiology and molecular biology. And interestingly, planning this capstone gave me clarity regarding ways to improve my supplemental learning sessions. So now I'm more intentional about promoting active learning, about embedding study strategies, and fostering psychological safety in my sessions. So my students feel like my sessions are a safe place to be vulnerable and to ask questions and to really learn. So it's a win-win-win-win situation all around. So that's all. Thank you for listening.